parmi les communautés fijiennes.
The opening ceremony of the South Pacific Games continues live in Suva, Fiji. Thanks for your company as we chart the history and origins of the Fiji Island group. Now it's the turn of China.
And this presentation pays tribute to the early trading days, the trading links that were built up between China and Fiji in the 19th and early part of the 20th century. The Chinese coming largely from southern China, Cantonese speakers from Guangzhou and Old Canton as it used to be known, and attracted to Fiji by its wealth of natural resources, sandalwood in particular, but also teak, and obviously a very healthy trade in bêche de mer as well. 150 dancers out here on the National Stadium pitch, and the dance is being put together by the Sunyat Secondary School, which is a very, very famous school here in Suva, and is in fact one of the host venues for athletes at this South Pacific Games.
And China, of course, also playing a very significant part in these South Pacific Games. The donation of these amazing facilities, the legacy of which Fiji is going to enjoy for a long time to come. Refurbished a national stadium, the new indoor centre, the hockey field adjacent to us as well. Just some of the
more than $24 million this wonderful choreographed flag display played out to thumping beats of the traditional Chinese drums, designed to make as much noise as possible to scare away the bad spirits and usher in the good spirits. the audience, the teak, the tea, the spices that we all associate with China, and why they found their way to Fiji in that early part of the 19th century.
We're charting the history of Fiji tonight at the opening ceremony through dance, song and performance. And China, as we say, an important component of these islands.
And you can see that very clearly in the makeup of Team Fiji, the various communities very well represented there. Past, some of the great athletes that we associate with gold medal winning performances have come from communities other than just the Fijian community.
You might be able to hear the appreciation in the background of what the young students are doing here. Certainly not one empty seat at this stage.
Ma'afu's quest, Tonga. Even before the conquest of Ma'afu, Tongans 1,000 years after Fijian settlement in the Pacific were trading with Fiji in the sought-after red feathers of the cooler bird for the decoration of fine mats and the kia tonga.
Live pictures from the
courts of
National
Tui
Stadium
Tonga.
here in Suva.
Those feathers
Welcome
can be
across
seen
Fiji
on the
through
costumes
Fiji
tonight.
1. Great to have your company tonight. If you can't
Kwekete
get down to the
Ma'afu,
National
Koyam de
Stadium,
Tonga.
well, at least you're
Avant même
enjoying
les
these
conquêtes de
wonderful
Ma'afu,
pictures coming
les
to you
Tongiens,
live.
mis
I'm
en
Brendan
après
Telford, Charlie
l'insurrection de
Chubbs is here
Fijiens dans
alongside
le
me. We're going to
Pacifique.
keep you company for the
Commencez
next
avec
few hours
Fiji,
as
à
we
la
see out
recherche des
this
plumes
wonderful
rouges
opening
de l'oiseau
ceremony. And
couleur.
Fiji 1, don't forget, of course, that from next Monday, live from 4, we have action as it happens. Live coverage of the South Pacific Games right here on your TV network. News at 6 and then back for more from 6:30 nightly right the way across these South Pacific Games. But sit back, enjoy yourselves. Now the contribution of Tonga to this wonderful Fiji extravaganza.
The relationship between Fiji and Tonga, of course, very long-standing, complex, interlinked in many respects. The communities in the eastern part of Fiji towards the Lao group have very close blood ties with Tonga. And you can imagine that this presentation by the Tongan community in Fiji is going to be very well received. Of course, it was the fear of the great Tongan leader Ma'afu that prompted Ratu Seru Nakambau in the 1870s to consider protection from an outside force, and ultimately he ceded Fiji to Great Britain. Such as the long-standing links between Fiji and Tonga. And as we observed, obviously, everybody in Tonga getting very keyed up, not just for the South Pacific Games, but the occasion, the celebration of the birthday of the King of Tonga, which is next Friday.
So 120 representatives of the local Tongan community here in Fiji are just about to make their contribution to what has been a night of nights, this extravaganza of culture, song, dance and history at the opening ceremony.
The organisers were saying they were trying to keep the participation levels to about an even number of 50 for each of these segments, but once the word got out that there was a Tongan presentation and a Samoan presentation in that very special Pacific way, they just found that the numbers mysteriously kept growing and growing. Everybody wanted to be part of telling this extraordinary story on tonight's historic occasion.
And still to come tonight, Charlie, of course, the flame. We haven't yet got any inkling as to who will be lighting the cauldron later on tonight. Got a couple of ideas about it, but certainly no confirmation. I know that you've been ferreting around all day trying to find out who it might be, but alas, there's a wall of silence.
I've actually been embarrassed at how little trust people have in my ability to keep a secret, but I certainly have indulged in some speculation. Some of the names that have been floated: Dr. Abdul Saud Khan, who's considered the founding father of the Games. There was talk that maybe the professional golfer Vijay Singh might be whisked into the country. We shall find out in about an hour's time.
But right now we're going to enjoy this contribution by the Tongan community. Hope you're enjoying the pictures across Fiji 1. Great to be here with you tonight.
pea vela. O whaoto e kia ki oi muna holo. Fui lupe o sia kore yongo. O kuna tiu i o tape molalo. O auto i e mta e funa po opo. Paka e wahala kola uwa mamau. I pula i flood crisis kofofonga. Na e tui me ala fola ue mula. Sete lai te oi paini tu oa. O ku vila mo nere ke tue nganu ea. Hoi au ai ta foi ala me o piki pera vela. O whaoto e kia ki oi muna holo. Fui lupe o si a kore yongo. O kuna siu i o tape mola.